All right.
Be right back.
All right.
I'm digging into this, honestly knowing it's more than what I could see. Can't predict what's my future holding, my past far behind me. I know that life can get grimy, that's why I'll never look back, cause I already know what's behind me. Dear humble Lord, please come find me. Yes, I go hard for my son and my daughter. Never could fail as a father. Been new to the times will be hard. Believe me, of that I'm not bothered. Humbly in love with it all. Just trust when I say that I got him. Speak from the heart, the story we'll see if you come from the bottom. Digging into it, knowing I barely get through it. Takes all you got to be a man, just got a level to use it. Make sure you don't have too little, and also don't overuse it. It's like my Libra scale, all it took was a balance of movement. As for my kids, I will prove it. There's nothing else I can do but to make sure every single footstep that I take is for you. While putting your best foot forward, I'll show you how to move and how to keep a strong knee that's really buckling through. Let's take them through with the levels of evolution. How ladies can never prove it and fellas just never do it. But hold it tight while you down and then tiptoe in silent movement. Make sure no one that don't need to know never know how you move. Aside my kids, I will always grow. There's something I'll forever show. Epiphany hitting stronger than bullets you letting go. And regardless, I made it right how I did it. You'll never know. Back and forth for all of my bullshit. I had to make something blow. Just let them know. I'm digging into this, honestly knowing it's more than what I could see. Can't predict what's my future holding, my past far behind me. I know that life can get grimy, that's why I'll never look back, cause I already know what's behind me. Dear humble Lord, please come find me. Yes, I go hard for my son and my daughter. Never could fail as a father. Been new to the times will be hard. Believe me, of that I'm not bothered. Humbly in love with it all. Just trust when I say that I got him. Speak from the heart, the story we'll see if you come from the bottom. You digging into it, then you take a some hour shift. Bitch, I'm only trying to succeed and do it all for my kids. Pure knowledge inside of their minds. Like, how could you hate on this? That's the same damn reason you ugly fuckers won't quit. You could really eat a dick if you think that I'll ever care. With all this knowledge I harbor, it's no wonder why you scared. You could try to keep me down, but believe me, I'm well aware to think I give up on my children. Get your dumb ass out of here. We taking flight, even if it's just for a night. If there's one thing that I could promise, I promise you'll be alright. Back flipping without the courage, you're breaking your leg tonight. Either that or breaking your hands. Either way, you ain't landing right. Let them know that's just how you learn it. Grab hold of tables and turn it. Make sure you remember the bridge before making an attempt to burn it. No matter how hard you battle, long as you try, then it's working. As long as it's for my kids, I'll forever go out and earn it. Bitch, I'm young. I'm digging into this, honestly knowing it's more than what I could see. Can't predict what's my future holding, my past far behind me. I know that life can get grimy, that's why I'll never look back, cause I already know what's behind me. Dear humble Lord, please come find me. Yes, I go hard for my son and my daughter. Never could fail as a father. Been new to the times will be hard. Believe me, of that I'm not bothered. Humbly in love with it all. Just trust when I say that I got him. Speak from the heart, the story we'll see if you come from the bottom.
Man, you raw as a motherfucker.
Father, spare her shame. Humble. I'm digging into this, honestly knowing it's more than what I could see. Can't predict what's my future holding, my past far behind me. I know that life can get grimy, that's why I'll never look back, cause I already know what's behind me. Dear humble Lord, please come find me. Yes, I go hard for my son and my daughter. Never could fail as a father. Been new to the times will be hard. Believe me, of that I'm not bothered. Humbly in love with it all. Just trust when I say that I got him. Speak from the heart, the story we'll see if you come from the bottom. Digging into it, knowing I barely get through it. Takes all you got to be a man, just got a level to use it. Make sure you don't have too little, and also don't overuse it. It's like my Libra scale, all it took was a balance of movement. As for my kids, I will prove it. There's nothing else I can do but to make sure every single footstep that I take is for you. While putting your best foot forward, I'll show you how to move and how to keep a strong knee that's really buckling through. Let's take them through with the levels of evolution. How ladies can never prove it and fellas just never do it. But hold it tight while you down and then tiptoe in silent movement. Make sure no one that don't need to know never know how you move. Aside my kids, I will always grow. There's something I'll forever show. Epiphany hitting stronger than bullets you letting go. And regardless, I made it right how I did it. You'll never know. Back and forth for all of my bullshit. I had to make make something blow, just let them know. I'm digging into this, honestly knowing there's more than what I could see. Can't predict what's my future holding, my past far behind me. I know that life can get grimy, that's why I'll never look back, cause I already know what's behind me. Dear humble Lord, please come find me. Yes, I go hard for my son and my daughter. Never could fail as a father. Been new to the times will be hard, believe me, of that I'm not bothered. Humbly in love with it all, just trust when I say that I got him. Speak from the heart, the story we'll see if you come from the bottom. You thinking into it, then you take a some hour shift, bitch. I'm only trying to succeed and do it all for my kids. Pure knowledge inside of their minds, like how could you hate on this? That's the same damn reason you ugly fuckers won't quit. You could really eat a dick if you think that I'll ever care. With all this knowledge I harbor, it's no wonder why you scared. You could try to keep me down, but believe me, I'm well aware to think I give up on my children. Get your dumb ass out of here. We taking flight, even if it's just for a night. If there's one thing that I could promise, I promise you'll be alright. Back flipping without the courage, you're breaking your leg tonight. Either that or breaking your hands. Either way, you ain't landing right. Let them know that's just how you learn it. Grab hold of tables and turn it. Make sure you remember the bridge before making an attempt to burn it. No matter how hard you battle, long as you try, then it's working. As long as it's for my kids, I'll forever go out and earn it. Bitch, I'm young. I'm digging into this, honestly knowing there's more than what I could see. Can't predict what's my future holding, my past far behind me. I know that life can get grimy, that's why I'll never look back, cause I already know what's behind me. Dear humble Lord, please come find me. Yes, I go hard for my son and my daughter. Never could fail as a father. Been new to the times will be hard, believe me, of that I'm not bothered. Humbly in love with it all, just trust when I say that I got him. Speak from the heart, the story we'll see if you come from the bottom. Error her shit. Just have him back. Off this.
Man, you raw as a motherfucker.
I'm inbound. Father, spare her shit. Humble.
All right, Mr. Ray.
I'm digging into this, honestly knowing there's more than what I could see. Can't predict.
You ready?
I'm ready, brother.
Let's do this, man.
You ready?
Okie. Where are you, Jubes? Welcome to Zen Ray.
Ooh, where are you?
Sports TV.
Wait, you're not here. Hold on. Oh, there you are. I got you.
Hey, what's up, Jube?
What's up, brother?
I got you, man.
Oh, Ray. I'm going to let you have it tonight. I watched your show last night. Big ups to your show. It was very intricate. I liked it. I liked the information that you provided. But I got to tell you, man, you were on some crazy stuff yesterday, bro. Crazy stuff.
Haven't slept in a couple of days. Maybe.
Yeah, I can, trust me, I can tell. I figured you were losing sleep after those comments that you made in your opinion. So I don't know what was wrong with you yesterday, brother. But how's everything? Everything good?
Everything is good, man. I'm just hoping that you're okay, man, because you look like you're gonna come up with some, happy thoughts.
Oh, nothing but positive stuff, positive vibes from me, man. But my opinion, that's all that matters, brother. But here we go. So yesterday on your show, which is phenomenal, by the way, big up for starting that.
Thank you.
You spoke about the Knicks packaging a deal for Damian Lillard and what it's going to cost them. And at first I thought, let me hear him out. Let me see what he got to say. And then the package that you came up with, you said that the Knicks were going to have to possibly cut ties, even though it's a little bit extensive. They would have to cut ties with R.J. Barrett, possibly, Mitchell Robinson, Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, and some draft picks. Not exactly that whole package, but something along those lines. So, my question to you is, do you know how old Damian Lillard is?
I think he's 31 years old.
He's going to be 31 this year.
Okay.
Right? R.J. Barrett is 20 years old.
Yeah,
Obi Toppin is 19 years old. Emmanuel Quickley, I think, is 21. So my question is, why would you do a Carmelo Anthony trade all over again for somebody? And this is coming from a guy who, like I said, guys, I know this guy for about 6 years almost. And we've been going back and forth on the Knicks, and he's all about the youth movement, and the Knicks need to go into the youth. You know, they need to stop trading all these assets. But here you are yesterday on your show live stating that you want to give up the youth. And I understand that Tom Thibodeau is a now coach, but would you really want to give up an upcoming star for somebody who is got maybe another 2-3 years? Because the average NBA player, look at LeBron James, he's still the king, still a great player, but he's starting to show signs of coming down. So would you trade somebody who's in their, not even in their prime yet, he just touched, for Damian Lillard? And now I'll give you the mic and explain yourself to me, because, oh man, I was going to call you last night on your phone.
Well, good thing you didn't, because I was taking a little nap. But
Oh, so you needed it. You needed it.
The rest of my comments on the show, I gave you some props saying that you said something very good in our first debut show yesterday, saying that you would walk away if it was a little too much. I think giving up all those players would be extremely too much. But
Okay.
at the same time, you have to give something to get something. I'm not saying that whole package. That's insane. But you have to give something to return. You think the Trailblazers are going to say, give me Knox and Burks and some draft picks? It's not going to work out. You have to give one of your main cogs. And like I said, mentioned in the show yesterday, it starts with Barrett.
You think it starts with Barrett?
That-
I don't know, man. I wouldn't be able to, man. I really wouldn't be able to move forward with that. Just for the fact, like I said, RJ Barrett has touched the surface. The guy from the first year, like I said yesterday on your show, he went from averaging 13 to 14 points in his rookie season, shooting, I think, on 23%. He ended finishing 18 points per game, shooting 40% from the field. And granted, I know that he only goes left, but he's a young guy with the proper experience and the proper surrounding. I think this guy can be a legitimate, if not a superstar. And I'm not talking about LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard caliber player, but I see him in the same light as maybe a Paul George. And I think it'll be too much to give up for him. I think, like I said, we spoke about it yesterday. I think they should listen to calls and see what they want. I think an ideal package, if I had to give up one of the young guys, and this is if I have to, I think I'd rather give up possibly Obi Toppin, just because we have Julius Randle, even though I wouldn't want Obi Toppin to go. But I would give up a Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, and some draft picks. If you look at the James Harden trade with Brooklyn, Houston just gave them a whole bunch. I mean, Brooklyn just gave them a lot of draft picks and some throw-in players. So
it's a big difference. Harden was pushing his way out. He was causing trouble, and not trouble, but he was asking and telling everyone that he gave all he got with the team and that he wanted to get out. So, I mean, he was a good soldier, and I think that accommodated him right away. We have to wait for Little to do something like that, to probably get a package where
I think he has. In his own way, he basically stated on record that he wanted Jason Kidd as his next head coach. Jason Kidd came out on Twitter and on social media specifying that he's not interested in joining the Portland Trailblazers. So that got put to rest. So although he hasn't specified that he's not happy, I feel like he's given Portland all he can handle. And yeah, granted, they went to the second round. They went to the second round, right? Second round or first round?
Who's that?
Portland.
I think they got kicked out in the first round.
First round, right? All right. So, like I said, they had CJ McCollum, Carmelo Anthony, Cantor. They got a pretty decent team, but they're just like us. Excuse me, they're missing stuff. So I think I think Portland is all going to be about the youth movement now. I don't think Carmelo Anthony is going to come back next season. If Lillard is gone, I think Carmelo Anthony's gone as well. I think Portland needs to look at what they have, and they need to say, we haven't gone anywhere with this team yet. Granted, we're making the playoffs, but we're not making noise once we're going to the playoffs. So I think it's time for them to say, what can we get? What kind of package can we get to prosper our future? And I think that's Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, and give them 2 or 3 first-round draft picks future, And I honestly think that could possibly, because not only are you getting Mitchell Robinson, who if is healthy, he's a legitimate big man. You're getting Obi Toppin, who shows flashes that he can be the next LaMarcus Aldridge, who Portland drafted before he got and who's there for a while, and he was good. So if I think that's the route they need to go.
I think he retired now from.
Yeah, he got heart complications and he's officially done, but he gave them a few years. Listen, players in the NBA today, they're all about being loyal and staying loyal. A lot of them are. But the reality is money talks, and when you're not winning, all the money in the world couldn't make a difference, and you'll want to leave.
So let me say, if they ask you, okay, we like that package, add quickly to that package, would you do it?
Mitchell Robinson quickly and Obi Toppin?
And 3 number 1 picks.
And you just giving me Damian Lillard.
Unless you want
I mean,
Cantor back. Unless you want Cantor back.
I didn't have a problem with Cantor. I mean, Cantor is he wasn't a bad guy. He was a rebounding machine. He didn't play no defense for nothing. But no, I mean, listen, do I think that move makes us a championship winning team? No. And that is why I wouldn't make that trade. Now, if you tell me the Clippers want that package that you said for Kawhi Leonard is that kind of caliber player that makes us a contender for a championship.
Well, let me just say, this is fun and everything. I think that even when you entertain that Lillard trade, you have to already have West already speaking to the people of Kawhi, knowing that once Lillard is, willing to come here, everybody's agreeing on certain things that this is going to happen, and everybody kind of comes together with it. I don't think the Knicks are going to get Lillard if Lillard's the only player. There has to be, Plan B behind it, and Plan B would be getting Kawhi in here.
Well, listen, now, if you ask me, if we backstep a little and you tell me what I take that trade if they want quickly, give me CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard, and your CJ McCollum is your third, your wing guy, and I'm all for that. I just think.
Why would you do? I mean, why would Portland do that? Number 1,
because remember they're building or Powell, not McCollum, Powell. They just signed him. Now, if you give me Lillard and Powell or Lillard and McCollum, and they want exactly what we spoke about, that I think is something that I would do, because not only do we keep Julius Randle, we end up with R.J. Barrett still. We get Lillard, we get Powell or the other guy, and then we can fit in players around it. And then I think that makes us a little bit more aggressive towards maybe even going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, look at the rest of the teams. Philadelphia's in it right now. Unfortunately, Joel Embiid, from what I understand, he has a torn ligament, and it doesn't look well for Philly right now. They lost to Atlanta the last game, but hopefully they can pull it together and he can pull through and they can get past it this round.
Did you watch that Net game last night? I mean, I know on my stream I didn't even mention them because I didn't want them to win. I mentioned the Islanders. I didn't mention the Nets because I tell you, Durant can carry a team, man. The guy's special. I think he's the best player in the NBA.
You know what? I really, really don't like that guy's attitude and his persona on life. As a basketball player, he is the best player in the NBA right now. And it's crazy. But I'll tell you what, I haven't seen the Greek Freak play him on defense. Not much. I seen him get picked up off of pick and rolls and he play him. I think if I'm Milwaukee, I say, Greek Freak, your job is to play against Kevin Durant this game. If they're going to beat us, they're going to beat us with our best defender on the team.
You know something, Harden tried to play yesterday, which he did, and he looked okay, but you can tell he's still hurting. So it's going to be a big mountain to climb for the Nets to win, but I'm telling you, we all seen Durant carry a team on his shoulders. I would say, you lose Kyrie and Harden is not the same player. You would say that the Bucks should win this series easily. Right now, it's a toss-up, man. I can see any team winning. Yeah. But I have a strange feeling the Durant factor is going to overcome the series, man, and they're going to come through and win this in 7.
What's your take on Chris Paul? Have you read the tabloids today on what he did?
Yeah.
Listen, that guy's a phenomenal point guard, phenomenal basketball player. And will I still want him here? Absolutely. But it sounds like every time Chris Paul makes it to the Western Conference Finals,
he gets injured.
something either happens, whether he gets injured or he's not able to play. Look what he just did. He's out on, unfortunately, rules for COVID. I guess he violated something, and they don't know if he's going to be available. Who knows if the whole series?
Yeah, well, you know something, Phoenix won that series handily. You didn't really need Chris Paul, but he made a bad decision doing something. We don't know the facts to it. Obviously, it's rumors, hearsay. But if he did what they're claiming, what he did, he made a bad decision, and he probably cost the Phoenix Suns getting to the championship game.
I agree with you 100%. So, but besides this little Damian Lillard package, what do you think the Knicks should look into? I know we spoke about it yesterday a little bit. Is there anybody else, another team that would you would?
Option, I just put out a video about Cade Cunningham from Oklahoma State Cowboys. When guys want to check that out, it's on my Zenray TV Sports, and you can watch that. What a phenomenal player! Every time I watch his game, he looks like he has no weakness. He goes to his left, he goes to his right. He can shoot the jump shot. He can. I mean, he slams dunks. I mean, he's pretty athletic.
Who would you compare him to right now in the NBA?
Wow, he's special. He does everything. I mean, you could put a little Derrick Rose, because his defense is not where it should be. A Derrick Rose with a jump shot.
Derrick Rose with a jump shot. Okay.
Yeah.
That's and what would that take for that guy? If you, I mean, excuse me, I don't watch.
He's gonna go number 1 or 2, top 3 player.
Top 3 player. So
he goes 1, but you never know.
So that would require us to clean house to move up in that draft like that.
Well, listen, there'll be teams interested in our picks this year. Remember, now high schoolers are coming out, so there's a lot of high school players. That's why the Knicks are kind of started getting all these second-round picks, because there's going to be a lot of high school players coming out, and you can hit the diamond in the rough, man. So it's up to Knicks organization and their scouting to get the right player in here. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, Cade Cunningham is a pipe dream. I mean, because he's a special player. But I'm hoping the Knicks does some kind of move. And we talk about Lillard. That's a 50-50 toss-up, I mean. But if you go through the draft and you start with a player like Cade Cunningham, point guard who can shoot, he can create so much. Some of the things he'll make Julius Randle a better player. He'll make a lot of the Knicks players on that team much better.
You know what scares me, man. Although we've been hitting home runs with well, not all the picks, a couple of picks we've had in the last few years. And what's crazy is that they've been late first round or second round picks. The ones that we've hit home runs with, the ones that have been early picks, we struck out twice. We struck out on Frank Nicolina. That guy, as much as I praise his defensive.
I think they destroyed his career, man. Different management, coaches.
I think it changes scenery.
It has to lie. Think about it. You're a rookie. You come into this league, and remember when Knox came in, he came to the summer league games. He was dominating. He was like, "Oh my God, this guy's going to be an all-star." And toward the end of the summer league, he seems like he had some weaknesses that he could have worked on, but he looked special. Then you had all these different coaches, and then organization switching, and then you had Mills who was clueless in what he was doing.
Yeah.
It just sometimes it goes into the kid's psyche. I'm not saying that Nicotina and Knox won't be better players in the future, but I think their days are done in New York, and I think if they join another organization, you can see these players shine. And I can see Nicotina being a good backup coming out, maybe a starter. You never know. And Knox can be a decent player in the league. I'm not saying a star, but he has some good skill sets. But unfortunately, so many things moving around in Knicks organization. That's when Dolan really had control of the team and was kind of.
Don't even mention that guy's name to me, man. Please. I try to not even think about that he has ties with the organization. He owns them. As long as he keeps sitting in his office and signs checks, doesn't get involved, by all means, go right ahead. Keep on doing it like that. We're finally in the right step moving forward, and I don't know. It's a tough one, man. I gotta say I'm happy the way the season ended, but I had liked us to at least go to the second round. Every Knick fan would have, but we got beat by a better, more talented roster who has shooters and a point guard, which we lack. And I think if we do what Atlanta did, I always tell everybody we need to look at the blueprint of the Detroit Pistons, who won a championship one year. I don't know if you remember, it's in our time, but they had R.J. Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace. That was a team that nobody thought they would win a championship because they had medium to star players, but they played as a unit and they played together. I think if we find a balance like that, we don't need a superstar in New York. We can have great players and a bad boy mentality.
I can see that. We get some tough guys that can protect our players. Like in hockey, you have some guy who always protects their main scorer. You can do that in basketball as well. Look with Golden State. They have their tough guy. But how many technical fouls does he have and how many games does he get thrown in a game? But it's worth it at the end because this guy doesn't mess around. But you look at the Knicks' way of other option Knicks can go. Listen, if the Knicks get a true point guard, like Alonzo Ball, you go through the draft, get a Kate Cunningham.
Lonzo.
This can change your organization right there. I think that's second round material right there. And you add some odds and ends, like some shooters in the outside, in the draft, or you can, once again, Tibbs doesn't like rookies, but at the same time, you can build shooters and get them some from free agents and things of that nature. So, I mean, there's a game plan, obviously. I think they have a plan, B plan. I think A plan would be to get a player like Lillard here. But if they're asking too much, and I agree with your comments you mentioned yesterday, you have to turn your back, say thanks or no thanks, and go move on to plan B. We can't mortgage our future just to get one guy who's 31 years old. And yeah, can you make the second round with Lillard? Yeah, but how much you have to give up?
Exactly. Perfect. I love the way you came out with that. Real quick, what do you think of this guy Oubre that I keep hearing about?
I like him.
Do you know anything? I gotta be honest with you. I really don't know too much about him.
He doesn't have a jump shot, but he can drive to the lane. He's a decent jump shot. I think he shot something like 36% from 3-point range. He's a slasher. He'll slash to the basket. He'll get you back, and he passes the ball, and he plays defense. Tibbs loves that type of guy.
So basically, he's an Alex Burke.
Alex Burke has a better jump shot.
Ooh, see, and that's something I don't think we need if that's the case, because the problem with this Knicks team that we had this season was shooting. When they were on fire. When they were missing, they were missing. So I think somebody like that, and if he had a great jump shot, I would have said, let's do it.
But I can tell you something about him. He's a slasher. He'll create. He'll pass the ball. But at the same time, he's a Thibodeau type of player, because he plays defense. That's number one. A jump shot, you can work with these coaches you have now. You paid all this money getting these coaches in here. I think he can work on that. I think he can better his jump shot. I think his percentages got better this year, by the way. But
listen, if Lonzo Ball's jump shot was able to be fixed and RJ Barrett's is being fixed, anybody's can be fixed.
That's true. That's true. I mean, interesting season coming up. The off season, at least for the Knicks. I don't know what else you want to talk about, but in terms of Lillard, I think we come to a nice final ending on that and how the Knicks should go about it. In terms of drafting, I think the Knicks draft pretty well, but if you can mortgage some of your draft picks to move up and get a Cade Cunningham, that kid is going to be special in the NBA. Special play.
All right. Well, I'm going to just say my final thoughts on this whole thing is I'm glad I'm not a Knicks management right now, because Knicks management, that's why they get paid the big bucks, and they know what's ahead of them, and they know they got to make the right choice. They know they got the whole city of New York waiting to see exactly what's going to happen. So the pressure's on, guys. Wesley and all you other guys up there, let's make it happen. We need something to go keep moving forward in the right direction.
Yes, yes. Well said, Jubian. Listen, I want to thank you again for setting up the stream again
My
and
pleasure.
getting us on live. And it's good to hear your commentary and your thoughts on things. And we want people out there as well to make comments and let us know what you think about the show and our quotes and our conversation in terms of Lillard and Kate Cunningham. We're going to be setting up our phone lines eventually. That's going to take
Yeah.
maybe.
Maybe about a week or so, we're gonna do some research, guys, and we're gonna have we want to hear your thoughts. Not only like as Ray said in the comments, we want to hear your opinions live. And we want to hear what you guys have to say, not only on Knicks, but a couple of other aspects that we're going to touch up on. You know, Zen Rays also spoke. We're going to do maybe some Giant stuff, some Yankee stuff. I don't really want to talk about the Yankees right now, but that's another discussion to have another day.
It's time for Cashman to go, man.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. I think you're right.
Boom and everything, but I think Cashman is decisions he has made, unfortunately, hasn't kind of panned out, and we haven't won a championship. But that's for a later date, and we'll talk about that. But
Absolutely.
listen, dude, once again, go Knicks, man. You know, let's make this off season special. We'll
Let's
have
do it,
another
man.
live showing in the next few days, or I'll send some other material on some other college players I think the Knicks should draft as well.
There we go.
And-
Any rumors we hear, guys, we're going to come on here and we're going to give you guys some information on what you guys would think and what we think. You know, there's a lot of rumors speculating right now. It's only just begun. I think free agency opens up in July. So that's going to be a whole big topic that me and this guy are going to talk about because we do it all year round. Me and him sit there and we go back and forth on who they should get, who they should draft. So stick around and be entertained because it's going to be a lot of fun. It will be sort of like yin and yang, and it's going to be a lot of fun, man.
So, give me your prediction on the two teams that are going to reach the finals.
Final prediction. I'll let you hear it right now. If Chris Paul can find his way into this series, I still think Phoenix is going to the finals from the West. And from the East, if Joel Embiid can be healthy and continue to play, I say Philly is going to the finals. If not, here's my underdog. And I hate to say it as a Knicks fan, it's going to hurt, but look out for Atlanta. That team is well organized, across the board.
Yeah, I think they're playing good defense. McMillan's having play good defense, and when you got Trae Young, free reigns, running around the court doing whatever he wants. I mean, he's literally doing whatever he wants. He's playing like in this level like no one else is playing in this series. I think if you look at any player in the NBA right now, he is really making that team. He's the cog that runs that engine over there. He's the motor. He's the engine.
We need Charles Oakley to just be here and just give him a couple of elbows in the paint. And I guarantee you he won't be doing that stuff.
You can't do that in NBA. They took that. I love when they played that rough ball back in those days.
Oh, you know it.
Somebody these days they call foul. But listen, Juby, it was nice giving your prediction and your output in the Knicks. And hey, guys out there, if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel.
Absolutely.
Leave some comments, show some love, and Jumir and myself will be on.
Yes, guys.
Give our opinions, obviously, and we will let you know yours as well.
For you guys on Zen Ray's channel, my channel is Real Talk with Family above everything. You can catch me on YouTube. I'm also on Twitch and amongst other platforms. And for you guys who are watching my stream, Ray, you want to give them what's your name of your show, your YouTube?
Well, you got Zen Ray TV, and I got Spiritual Awakenings.
All for the mind.
Show. Well, I'll put that in my link. You guys can figure it out. I'm doing some other things. I got something in TikTok. I'm working on a project.
He's trying to get to Can you guys see this guy doing some TikToks? Oh, watch out. Watch out.
Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of everything, man. That's why I haven't been sleeping the last couple of weeks, man. Just trying to get all this organized. I got my wife saying you're doing too much, and maybe she's right. But, a little meditation, a little Zen.
Just do me a favor, Ray. Whenever you're thinking about making a comment like you did last night, I want you to sit down, take a nap first, and then speak your mind, brother. All right?
Yes, sir. Listen, Jupe, thank you. Love you, brother.
All right, brother.
Guys
Absolutely,
out there,
man.
thank you for watching us, and hope we provided some good content. Like I said, subscribe, click the thumbs up button, and let us know your
thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up. Subscribe, please. And remember, guys, always Family above everything. Stay safe.
All right, guys.